The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
What is happening, everybody? Good evening. Hello. Welcome. Turn the lights on the right way, because there they go. I'm your host, Ep.18 American. It's great to be back in the chair with all of you wonderful, fun people. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Some breaking news, some good topics, some crazy topics, and a whole lot of fun. But like I said, I'm the Appalachian American. Joining me as always, my left-hand man, the author himself, David Applegate.
G'day, friends and pads. Welcome to another War Room. Indeed, we've got a lot to discuss, so stick around.
That man breathing in the background is Channel Ed Brian Late.
At least
I can't see you, but we can, you know.
open your eyes. Yeah, that's okay. I got a dog staring at me. I don't know why. So as soon as we're done introducing,
He's a doctor. We don't know what of, but Dr. Coffinail's in the hizzle for shizzle.
Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here.
Nice.
Spirituality
In the house.
Last but not least, he's the one from the round table, Henry Knight.
What's up, guys? What's up? It's Friday, our favorite day of the week. Payday!
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Mr. Falcon.
So, man, I'm telling you one thing, dude. This new PC's got a lot of power. My video, same camera, like brighter picture, I think.
You should have seen how
it
clear
does look
last
better.
week's. Yeah, you should have seen how clear last week's Coffee and Gaming was. It was like,
Yeah.
surprise!
I was able to look at the screen and play it without it like being crazy. Oh my Lanta. So, what's going on? How's everybody doing? How's your week been? It's been 2 weeks since I've talked to some of you.
Mm-hmm.
Last week had a bit of a family emergency right before we went live, and I took off for that. So,
Yeah, I've been busy. I'm sorry to jump in, but I'm working my fingers to the bone. And what do you get? Bony fingers. But seriously, yeah, because
Those rabbits don't study themselves.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I like my family to have what is that called? Food. So I've been working.
yeah.
What do you
Overtime.
work? Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to see what happens when keeping it real goes wrong? This
Absolutely.
hold on, I'm sharing this real quick. Share audio. Here, I'm turning that off. For some reason, the audio is not stupid audio. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. She just tried to crowd surf and failed.
Well,
Oh, that was hysterical.
trust exercise failed
Yeah.
big time.
So, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. What do you guys want to start off on? Because there seems to be some issues with Trump There seems to be some stuff going on with.
Yeah, there's infighting with Bannon versus Musk. Musk seems to be in favor of some of the more controversial visas that others in the mega movement want completely erased and in some cases reversed.
Yeah.
Musk made some controversial statements about Americans and engineering degrees. And of course, there's breaking news about the Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas. The soldier behind it, Matthew Liversberger, 57, Green Beret from Colorado Springs, apparently harbored no ill will towards President Trump, Clark County Sheriff said. But he did leave a number of notes about his incident. Some of them haven't been published. There's going to be one published today by a person who was contacted a day before the explosion, a former military intelligence officer who runs a podcast. Now, he's made some explosive claims, if you want to discuss those. But he did write several letters before his alleged suicide. One accusing the FBI of following him and trying to silence him.
Really?
And he was put on leave. He didn't take approved leave. He was recommended to take leave for stress.
Gotcha.
So his commanding officer said, "Hey, you better put in for leave or else." So he put in for leave. And this was at the time he started writing letters. So they were working to silence him.
Huh. Well, I mean, things seem to be getting, the plot is thickening, as they say. So that's interesting.
Well, he was attempting to be apparently attempting to be a whistleblower on the Jersey drones, war crimes in Afghanistan, not just by the Afghans, but the US and their allies, or shall we say contractors.
Yeah.
And of course, he also started to question why we engaged in certain wars when they clearly weren't in the US interest, but in the interest of certain other parties.
In short, he was murdered.
Shorty who?
Yeah. He showed up for a drill.
Yeah.
He was killed, put in the Cybertruck, and set on fire, essentially.
Yeah. Basically, a lot of people have noted that the Cybertruck ID the ID responder was changed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And apparently the truck drove itself to the hotel. So and he was most likely dead when the explosion went off. Now,
was he in the truck?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he was probably shot, put in the truck, and sent on its merry way because it's a self-driving vehicle. Now, the mainstream media is painting this as a stunt to get Trump's attention about the country's ills, but he was trying to blow the whistle on some major stuff.
Channel Dad, why can't we see you?
He's got his...
I don't know why you can't see me. I can see me fine.
Wait, seriously? Can anybody else see him?
I see a black square.
Black square. Rectangle.
Black rectangle.
I'll stop the camera and start it again. I even have my light on. You don't see my hand?
No. Do you have a
bright,
cover?
bright. You don't see my hand literally in front of the camera?
No. Do you have a cover over your camera?
No.
Oh. I have a slide so that when my camera's off, I can close it.
I'll go. Were you on Twitter?
Yeah, go over on Twitter. Look, you're just a black square. You
How do
can't.
I
Does
see
it come
this?
up on StreamYard? Like you can see
Yeah.
yourself on StreamYard?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
weird. Huh. Well, we
Where's
can't.
the link to the show?
I just shared. Just go to the men's room Twitter. I've shared it out twice.
All right, I got it. No, it says election day coverage. I ain't got it.
It's
Oh,
the next one.
You pinned it. Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's so weird. Hey,
I
we have
got
a
it.
comment. I guess from David.
Diggs.
Hey, what's up? Diggs BTW, what's happening? How you doing, man? You're over on Twitch. Over on David's Twitch channel. We're over here on the men's
Yeah,
room.
Diggs. Yep.
Lay Pizanis, for sure.
That is weird.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
I'll stop it and try and reconnect it. I had to enable it and everything. That's the green light's even on. Tell you what, let me cycle the resolution and see if it makes any difference.
Well, sometimes the mind will blank out what it doesn't want to see. So I mean, we could all be experiencing that. I mean,
yeah, maybe just nobody wants to see light.
Well, that wouldn't be the first time.
But then the question is, why can you all see me? I mean, that's the real question.
Because we want to see you, apparently.
Okay.
Because we haven't turned around and you got your clothes on. Well, that's interesting. So I turned my camera off and my thumbnail didn't show up on, or did it? Hold on.
Turn your camera off again. Yeah, your thumbnail shows up. It's honestly like you have a slide over your camera.
That is weird. All right.
But yeah, I don't know what to make of the Cybertruck stuff. Like when it exploded, it looked like it just looked like fireworks.
It was a small blasting cap on a gas tank. It was not terrorism. It was an attention-seeking action. You know, basically set fire on a truck in front of Trump. That'll make the evening news. It was timed right. Vegas Fox had the initial exclusive, so it went national viral instantly. Everything was just so well timed and so coincidental. The Pentagon's put out a statement saying before he left for Germany, which was his last deployment, there were no red flags on his psychological thing. So, pre-deployment test is a green beret. So every time they go to deploy, obviously they're sent to a staging area first so that, they can back check to see if anybody's tracking their movements or they're giving away their movements. And they monitor.
Now we can see Channel Dad.
Now we see the light. Yep.
There you are.
Oh, your camera sounds like it's going through the. Your mic's not.
Yeah.
Change your mic. Sounds like it's coming through the camera, not the headset.
It is. Is that better?
What kind of microphone do you have? Do you have a XLR or just USB?
No, it's the mini plug.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
quarter-inch
Headphones.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I don't use it. Well, I guess I could start using it. I don't have a good stand. I do have a USB Yeti Blue that I haven't used. It's so dusty.
Man, so you just got USB stuff? Dude, I was at a y'all ever go to tote stores? Like the bin stores where they have Amazon returns?
Oh, no,
Like
I
an
don't know if we
Ollie's
have one
or
where
Big
I-
Lots?
No, it's different. Like these places get Amazon returns and they put it out, and each day is
Really?
a different
What's
price.
it called?
Like
A tote store?
tote store, bin store. There's different names,
Just
different kind
ones,
of.
yeah.
There's the one I have, the one that's near me is called Tote Boys, and they get just these big boxes of like Amazon returns, and they'll just open the box and dump it out on the table, and you go through, and each day is a different price. So every item, no matter what it is $10 on day one. And the other day, I found an XLR.
Is that at like a liquidation store, or is it just?
No, not really. It's a new fad that's kind of coming up. I've only seen a handful of them, but
What's another name for bin store?
Yeah, bin store,
Sorry,
tote store, tubs,
totes,
whatever.
Tote store.
There was one in Gatlinburg, Tennessee called Bonanza, and you literally like they just have big bins and they just throw stuff out there and you pay. But anyway, there was an XLR interface for XLR microphones for $10, and I was like, man, I should get this, but I don't really need it, but I could hang on to it for somebody who might need it. I don't know, but I didn't get it. I wish I had a
interface for what, or like a computer, or
yeah, for like my Roadcaster, like Anime Nights microphone, so you could switch over to XLR.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is this loud enough, or do I need to be in here?
I think you're loud. You're plenty loud.
All right. Yeah.
But so I did have a brief chat with some people that were working with StreamYard, and they are working on audio equalizers and whatnot, and to be able to manually change your sound. So I did bring that up in a forum conversation, and the one guy that purchased the company was like, we have been looking into it, so it's something we're aware of.
Yeah, because audio issues, are big across the board.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them sold it. A lot of them have sold it by just going out and get Roadcaster Pro. You know, they got they hire an engineer and they send their stream to that engineer, and the engineer does it all and sends it out.
The only thing about that is that it would be great if you guys were all in the same room, because we could have. I mean, I could have technically 5 other microphones right now. Well, 3 other ones, mine and 3 others. I can run through this board right now. So I'm actually trying to stockpile Rode pod mics like this one, because one of these days I eventually want to have everybody come back up like we did that time late to my garage and hang out. I'd love to get everybody to come up, and that way we'll have everybody can have their own microphone, and it'll be a really good time. The last time we did it, I had a Blue Yeti like Leip just held up and set it in the middle of the table and turned it on the omnidirectional, whatever, and just set it in the middle of the table, and like we all just kind of had a good time and talked and whatever. Blue
Yeti supposed to be the best mic on the market.
They're all right. This pod mic's better, I think.
Oh, really?
As far as like USB mic, they're fine. But when I used my USB mic, it was the audio was terrible.
How do I sound?
You sound pretty good. Wow, what's up?
I'm just double checking, making sure that everything's in order.
Cool.
Man, back in the day, dude, that was so much fun when we all got together that time. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one on here that was there.
Yeah,
other than you, because you had Tommy, and you had Father of Nine, and you
Collector
Express,
which I ran into him not too long ago at Sam's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just hanging out doing his own thing.
Is his channel been growing, or do you know?
Yeah, he's been growing a lot.
I didn't know he was local.
It's on the up and up from there.
Yeah, Collector Express. From what I don't know exactly where he lives, but from what he says, he's about 25-30 minutes away. Like, I kind of know the area, but
gotcha.
That was the night my insurance went up. Did you hear about that?
Oh.
Adam's daughter had an incident opening my door onto somebody else's car.
Mm.
So
Oh, that's right.
yeah, just
Yeah.
before we ran into you, I think we had went to go get something to eat, and on the way back we met up with you. And
I think that was the day before I got there.
oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
Because they were there, and then you guys were trying to call me saying change your hotel because we were in the same hotel, and it was a roach motel, almost
Yeah.
literally. And
Man, I don't sleep in. I don't use hotels
Mm.
where I'm at.
yeah. So
Yeah.
then you or him called me, and so then I called the hotel and I pretended it was a business trip and said, "Yeah, they're changing plans on me," and I canceled my reservation.
Angela Straven, what is up?
Angela's. Hey.
What's going on, dude?
Angeles.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the channel 1.0. This is kind of 3.0.
Yeah, for real. I'm trying to
As,
think. When was that? That was 21, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like
That's
in
right.
March.
Because yeah, my kids was
It was cold. I know that.
yeah. It was Tommy's fault.
Cold. I know that.
Sorry about
Was it
that.
March 5th? I'm looking it up because I want to like see. Yeah, because it was super duper long.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. I'm pulling it up now. Hold up. I want to share.
Yeah, I
screen.
don't think I've ever actually watched it.
Oh wait, hold up. Remove. Stop. All right. Present. Share frame. Entire screen. Oh wait, no. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the old intro.
Hmm.
Couple different old intros ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like that intro.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't have it anymore. It was on the old computer.
Oh wow. You don't
Yeah.
even have it anymore. I'm amused by it.
Old DeLorean that couldn't run 88 miles an hour.
Yeah. Thanks. Wasn't it Chrysler that saw to that it had a crappy engine?
I don't know.
Some
I mean, it was
American,
a GM.
some
Yeah, it
American
had
car
crappy.
company
It had
was-
crappy steering, crappy performance.
No, dude, this wasn't it. What the heck?
Hmm.
I'm trying to see. Ah, wait. Yeah.
Hey, there's my face.
I'm trying to think when it was. I know it was March. I don't think it was Toy Talk.
Mm-mm. Well, you ought to tell by the length. You got one there that's coffee and gaming. Because yeah, we were at it for a couple hours, weren't we? At least.
Yeah, I think
By the
so.
length.
Tommy's fault? Maybe. Yeah, it had to have been Tommy's fault. Yes, it was. Hold up.
Yeah, skip all that.
Yeah, I'm fast forward. Hang on. It'll be right there.
Thought you were fast forwarding.
I did. It's the end of it. Shut up. I didn't want to go too far. This is terrible. We got together for my birthday. Like it was. We were celebrating my birthday. There it was. He's Tommy Gunn.
Hey.
And that guy beside him is Brian Lake. We're all in the same.
I think I was at least on my third beer by this time we started.
Lake Express. And then 5-9 Chad. Yeah. Somebody still got some echo. What is the deal? Oh, here it is. Dude, that was crazy. Cause like I had an earbud in so I could hear. Was you a part of this?
No.
Oh, you wasn't? Somebody was on here that couldn't be here. Maybe like later. I don't know.
Oh, remote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't either. But everybody like
Wow.
we were playing games and like doing all kinds of
Because
craziness.
Adam
and
should be in there somewhere because he was
he's there. Well, he didn't use his phone. We were playing this movie game where you had to
I got rushed when I got news for I'm like, okay, yes.
Yeah, but what was crazy is how easy it was after a while to forget whose phone was on.
yeah.
You know, and we just. Oh, I'm talking, but I can't hear myself.
Let's see. We eventually I think Tommy just took the camera one time and just set it like there it goes. He set it up here and just like pushed it out to where like everybody could see everything.
Yeah, as I say, when she chased after him.
Yeah. So I have a jacket on. There's Adam, right? And the one with the
Yeah, that
jersey.
was Adam right here.
And everyone else is shorts. And it was cold.
Well, I mean, dude, I had the fire going.
Oh, they're standing. They're standing by it.
They're standing right by the wood stove because it was cold.
Yeah, that's right.
My Trump flag, LGBT. Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. My garage is so full right now. It would take me a month to clean it before we could get it all situated.
That's a big garage. I'm jealous.
My parents even came over. My mom brought cookies just because she wanted to be a part of it. It was fun.
Yeah, you could park a tractor the tractor part in there it was pretty high. I think.
Well, the door, the roof was high, but the door was not that door wasn't that high. So anyway,
but
that was so much fun.
I think there was someone that was on remote, but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, me either. But,
at least for a while. And because I think too, didn't we like sit around and chat even after we hung up?
Oh yeah, because like we I'm pretty sure one of my vehicles got left in town, and because we all rode in my wife's truck.
Oh, that's right.
And I think what we did was Tommy took me back, so I rode out with you to make sure that you got out.
Yeah, I think you guys left the car at the hotel.
Yeah, or something like that.
Drive you and Tommy, and then Tommy had to drive you to your car.
Yeah, something like that. We all like wanted to be with each other, like, so like we just was like, yeah, we'll just leave vehicles. Who cares? Whatever.
Yeah, because that's right. Because you guys, Adam and his daughter and I were in a vehicle with you, and was it?
I'm pretty sure my wife.
Yeah, and then that was part of the day because that's when we picked up pizza, and then somewhere there I picked up my car and went out there. Yeah, it's a windy road. It's not like around here where it goes up and down hills and mountains, but and then the story about something about on Tommy's side, there was some neighbor, I don't remember exactly, but there was some feud with some neighbor.
Yeah, here's the picture we took at the Mill Mountain Star.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was fun.
So it's Roanoke in the valley there. And what 3 mountains did you say come together there? There's 3 different mountain ranges.
It's Tinker Mountain. I know it's part of the Blue Ridge Mountains, but
I think it's like Blue Ridge and the
Mill Mountain. We were on Mill Mountain,
right? So. Cumberland and
I think so. But it was a good time for sure. But anyway,
and what's crazy is so I posted that picture, did something, and Jeff even commented on the old show, the big show, as it were, that I went to visit some fans of WCBS, and it's like, dude, we have our own podcast.
I know, right?
But yes, we were fans, although
he was like, yeah, even he was like, Adam and Lape went and hung out and did stuff and whatever.
It's like, let us know next time. And I'm like, yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, like y'all come. But I mean, it'd be cool if they did. But, I doubt it.
That was in the middle of his time with Jesse, right?
I think so.
Oh,
The lost days, as they call it.
but I mean, now we're international, so it's a bit harder to do that.
Yeah, poor David. One of these days, man, when I win the lottery, David's gonna come over here. It'll be a
We'll
good
go to
time.
his house once his government is no longer tyrannical and will stab us at the border.
I think we'd have a better chance of like getting David over here than that waiting on them to be non-tyrannical.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I think David wants to come over here anyway. Oh, good
Yeah.
times. Good times. Anyway, yeah. We got some stuff. Right? I mean, I know Cybertruck's happened. Honestly, I've been kind of disconnected. I haven't worked that much.
Yeah.
Is that why you're posting on Instagram 75 times a day?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Now, you haven't worked that much. Is that a good thing or is that a...
I mean, it's a good thing. It's like, vacation time and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Just wasn't, make sure it wasn't, oh man, why did I change jobs? I got...
Oh, no. I love my job, dude. It's great.
Oh.
Fantastic. Hey, you know what? The next time we have a get together, I'll just take everybody down there and we'll have a podcast from there. Easier than cleaning out my garage.
Hmm.
More in town, so probably better Wi-Fi.
Is that Roanoke or is that
It's in Salem.
Salem? I
Well,
forget which is the Roanoke's Salem's a better town, right?
Yeah, but it's slowly getting there because the Roanoke has ruined their own stuff, so now they're branching out.
Yeah, that's what happens. The virus spreads, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's spreading all right. Is anybody interested in seeing WWE going to Netflix?
No.
Quite
No.
interesting.
I'm interested to see if the people will be watching wrestling or just a spinning thing.
I don't think we'll have that kind of problem.
The GD Tyson fight. I don't think they'll have that problem though, because I don't think they'll have 60 million people watching it. But I could be
Right.
wrong.
Oh, is this like for streaming events and things, or?
Yeah, they're Raw is going to be live on.
Mhm.
On Netflix.
Hopefully they can like do more storylines and everything like the Attitude Era or some
Yeah.
form of it.
Now, is it
That
going
would
to be
be
real
nice.
live or pre-recorded live?
Supposedly, Raw is a 9 p.m.
Or simulcast
wrestling
I think,
show.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's still gonna stay like they're still gonna tour around and go to different arenas and do stuff like that on Monday nights, but instead of it being on USA, it'll be on Netflix.
Oh. Does that mean that it's going to be more risque?
I
hope not. I hope not. I have kids that watch, and if they do, if they go too crazy, if they go too far on certain things, then my kids will not be allowed to watch. Therefore, I will not be allowed to watch.
All right. I mean, didn't they do something like that a while back where they like brief boobies hanging out or something?
I don't know. I do know that like a lot of times during the chant, like if we watch pay-per-views, some of the chants where they say F people, like we got to mute the TV.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling probably since the
trust me, back in the
mid-80s.
the ECW crowd of 05.
Oh, wait a minute. I used to
my
watch Glow.
God.
When was Glow on? In the 90s?
If you want a more raunchy
Late 80s.
crowd, the Philly crowd is definitely up there.
Coffin Nails move. It looks like you froze.
He moved.
I mean, he's working. He's moving.
It's like
I think it's just you.
Coffin Nails, if you're being held hostage, move to the right.
He just upset the hostage takers.
Somebody's gonna show up behind him and like come through the green screen and just grab him.
One of the
Well,
dogs.
I'm in an
just
open
farted.
cemetery. I can see someone coming from a mile away here.
My new
Nice.
glasses.
Well, hopefully when Trump gets in and fixes the taxes and all that,
That's
and we
another
get
thing I
more
got to
money.
unpack.
What is that? A Mac Mini?
Yeah,
Mac-
17 days. 17 days, people. For Biden.
$490.
And Biden can no longer fuck around. Hopefully, he won't declare an emergency. Hopefully, he won't start.
Because I want more money.
An emergency.
I
Well,
want more
he's
money
trying.
on my tax. I want more money on my tax returns so I could buy a plane ticket and go invade Appalachian Americans' house for a little bit. Be like, hi,
Yeah,
I'm here.
That would be a bad move. I'll be honest.
First
with you,
thing
man.
is you got to
Like,
learn that
hi,
Double barrel deception.
it's Appalachian.
like, hi, Appalachian. I brought
Latchin.
hot dog. Latchin.
If you go
I'm
him a
gonna throw an
visit,
apple at you.
Appalachian.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
You say
But I'm
Appalachian,
dead
I throw an
serious.
apple at you.
I'm dead serious.
I have whiskey and hot dogs.
He's not a
If
man to
you-
be surprised.
If you come up my driveway, I will tell you my address. I don't care. Off air. I will tell you my address. If you come up my driveway and your hands are not raised, there's a good chance that there will be problems.
And his driveway is
He
pretty
has
much
a bear. He doesn't have
pretty
guard dogs.
steep.
He's a bear.
I do have a bear. I do have a bear.
Did
I
you,
do have a bear.
it's still not paved though, right?
Even if
No.
even I brought beer and hot dogs, like
Hey,
I have to
I'm
do
just
this.
saying. I'm just
They're
saying
gonna be on
until
display, man.
I'm just saying
They're gonna be on display.
until I know that it. Once I saw that it would be you, I'd be like, oh, hey, cool, it's cool, come on. But until I know it was you, it would be like,
Gun turrets alive, bro. Gun turrets alive.
Yeah. the cost of ammo is expensive. There will be no warning shots.
That's right. Unless
You
it's
know
a
it's
22.
bad it's bad when you can't fire warning shots anymore.
Yeah.
That's why you get a 22 though. You can because they're only 3 cents a shot.
I fired a
And-
warning shot. It just happened to be a flare that landed on them.
You know what's great is I don't have to use this anymore. This is a USB Ethernet
I have
cable
one.
thing. I had to have that on my laptop, and now I don't have it. And now I love
Your
it.
laptop didn't have a wired connection.
Nope.
Wow.
So I had to use a USB, and it didn't have the port. So I had to use a USB to get a good wired connection. So
Odd. I mean, RJ45 plug is not that expensive, but it is kind of thick, I guess, if you're gonna go with a thin laptop. Well, it's like this Acer. I've got a network cable I can't get out of the damn plug.
Speaking of bears, I just sent something on the Themensroom Messenger
all right, I'll look into
about
second.
what Theodore Roosevelt said about why he thought the American grizzly bear should be the symbol instead of the bald eagle.
Big eagle.
It's pretty interesting. It's from the movie The Wind and the Lion, which is written by John Milius.
I don't know if I'll get a strike for this.
Well, I wouldn't play it, right? I wouldn't play it. You'll probably get struck. It's interesting to watch later.
Yeah.
I wouldn't try to watch it. Every time I send somebody something to watch, they get struck. So please don't do it. I got Raging Rhino's channel struck for watching the Darth Maul Apprentice thing. Somehow he got struck for that.
Dang.
Even though it's a fan film, so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Probably by Disney, I'm guessing,
That
because
sucks.
it does have Darth Maul in it.
Darth Maul.
It's interesting. But I don't know if this has anything to do. I heard that the car, what's it called, a Cybertruck, that it actually deflected the explosion, which could have been, if it would have been an ordinary car, would have caused a lot more damage. But most of the explosion was contained within the vehicle. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe they chose
Supposedly,
the
they're
wrong-
supposed to be bulletproof.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah, so I mean, realistically, it could
if
have
they were,
very easily,
Mhm.
yeah, it could have very easily
I
just.
mean, if they were wanting to cause a lot of damage, that probably isn't the vehicle you want to use. But on the other hand, maybe it's just psychological warfare, and they didn't want to cause a lot of damage. I don't know. Who knows?
Mm,
Food for thought. So,
yeah. I'm looking at a Ford GT40.
hmm.
Somebody picked one up and are showing pictures of what they've done to it, and I think those are cool cars.
Hmm.
But anyway, sorry, squirrel. Trying to look for like topics and whatnot. I still need to switch these computer screens around. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, and it drives me nuts. Because
And I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes, guys. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get on. I just wanted to get on here because I hadn't been on for a while. But
yeah, because you keep telling us how you hate our guts offline.
I know I never said that.
You're a bunch of losers. That's what you do. You do.
If I was going to be on a weekly show, this would be the show I would be on, but I can't.
You're on a weekly show now.
Hey, do I still?
I
Oh
know.
yeah, I can.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So you don't consider yourself to be part of this podcast? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I do consider myself. I just can't make it
Oh.
every single week, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Because I was kind of like, is he just trying to tell me to F off? Like,
No,
are you kindly telling me to
You don't.
No.
You remember
short.
he doesn't do sarcasm well, so
he's putting words in my mouth. You have to realize that I'm like 25% autistic. so
Might I
I'm not gonna
remind
get-
you,
I'm not going to
Oh.
get. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
you were
damn.
put into the picture here.
Yeah,
sir?
that was
Oh.
neat. That was kind of cool the way you did that.
Oh, that Alex Jones clip isn't there anymore. Nuts.
Wait, it should be.
I'm kind of retarded.
We need to make that happen in real life. And get us
Oh.
all in the same room. It's
Actually,
going to be a little harder
I've-
for David, obviously, but
yeah.
I'm kind of retarded. Those extension cords, man. Yeah, they're long.
Yeah, it's just
How
audio.
big are that? I mean, there might be long.
those
but I don't know if
waterproof
they're that
ones
long.
that can go through the ocean and stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. There's so much there's a lot going on. We've had quite a bit of craziness happen.
Yeah.
We can talk about off air if you guys want. That's been going on locally that yeah.
Locally.
Last
in-
Friday night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
it was
New Orleans story has changed yet again. The
Oh,
FBI
really?
finally admitted that they received the tip. They had received a tip off from a relative that he was radicalized.
Mhm.
there. Is somebody going to post the meme of Bart, the kids making fun of Bart
The-
Simpson saying, "Say the line again, say the line again."
The Bart Simpson meme yet again applies.
Mhm.
Say the
Yeah.
line again, FBI.
I don't know if I buy
He was
it.
on our radar.
They're digging pretty deeply to get the narrative the
Mhm.
way they want it. It's changed too many times.
Yeah. That's how they
Interesting.
confuse. Look, they do that on purpose so they muddy the info space. So people who mostly hear what they want to hear will hear what they want to hear and do nothing and say he's as American as apple pie. He was born here. And all the other bullshit to get you to slowly roll over and accept imperialist globalist rule. Because you remember, these people came from a country that not only rebelled against foreign rule, but kicked out the foreigners. Why can't we do the same? Because that would be racist.
Uh-oh. Wait a
These people
minute.
keep saying
Crap. I'm too slow.
Come on, Labe.
Come on, mate.
Ah,
And on that note, I'm gonna have to go, guys. I'm sorry.
all right, man.
I will be back next week.
It's all right.
Oh, did you know,
Emotional damage.
I did not do that.
did you know that
I did that
Jesse
one.
Jones is still appearing?
Dr.
Hello.
Coffin has to leave all the
All
time.
right, man.
I know.
Take it
Bye,
easy. Have a
dude.
good weekend.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Now I got dogs looking at me. Although when you clicked that, it turned blue for me on the list.
Emotion.
Oh, yeah, it does.
It's the background. It's the background. It's the raw background is shows leak through sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate the fact they keep changing stories, but it's a deliberate psychological technique to lull people into a false sense of security that the FBI is on to do.
Well, they've been putting this narrative out there for
Psychological.
how many years now about white supremacists being the number one threat
Biggest
in America?
threat.
And, you know,
Yeah.
you can't even put all of them on a short school bus.
Except when
That
it's
aren't
Fed
feds.
Day.
Right.
Fed.
When it's
Hey.
Fed white supremacist day, we can all fit in the back of a U-Haul, but
Oh,
The real
no,
ones.
no.
But you don't
No,
see it.
Charlottesville, they actually look, people, they deleted off YouTube the Charlottesville video where they had 3 busloads of people, where they had people, Antifa, Black Panthers, and the so-called white supremacists all standing around deciding what uniforms to put on and handing out tiki torches to the guys in brown shirts.
oh, I don't doubt it.
Look, the feds have staged so many events. I mean, the problem is these debunkers, they get kicked off YouTube. They get fact-checked and ridiculed. And the problem is that the majority of people are low IQ and immature. So when somebody gets ridiculed, like trained SEALs, they start clapping like otters, you know? Like trained SEALs.
Well, are they trained SEALs or otters? Make up your mind, man.
No, well, you know, sorry.
They basically
But, you know,
or yeah, I know.
Yeah, they.
Although I love it when these things show up on Twitter anymore, or X, or whatever we're supposed to call it. But yeah, it's like every comment: Fed.
Yeah,
The feds are back in town, boys.
yeah.
The feds
Well,
are back in town.
Remember, they did a study of all the shooters, and they said, no, not all school shooters are liberals. No, look again. They're not. They may not be registered Democrats, but you look at the areas, you look at the demographics, you look at the politics,
Yeah.
you look at their.
But the number of times
look at
they
the
either
history.
are registered Democrats or the children of registered Democrats and on SSRIs is nearly 100%.
Yes, nearly 100%. And the few who aren't have been trans or people of color. How many times have they how many times have they not reported a mass shooting by a person of color? Almost
That's Chicago every weekend, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, and I don't mean that to be,
I mean, a school
it's bad
shooting.
that it's
I mean, a school shooting or another mass event that would normally be reported, like a mall, would not be reported if it's a person of color. Remember the trans shooter? They made out that they wore a red cap, so they went on for days about MAGA until it turned out until their manifesto was finally published.
Yeah.
And then you still have Democrats talking about MAGA shooters. They've never come up with one.
No, we're too busy working.
Yes, we have a guy who allegedly committed suicide. We will never know the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you have the Bourbon Street Strudel linked to black supremacy, Islamic State websites, and reports from his own cousin that he was radicalized, and the FBI saying, no, he wasn't on our radar, and then a week later saying, you have somebody with a nose ring saying, well, we knew his name before we investigated him earlier.
Well, they're the ones that radicalized them. Them or the CIA. So They got to be
well,
careful.
Yeah.
You know, it's just another wind-up toy. They just
Yeah, here's a wind-up
send
toy.
them out there to do something.
Well, I think if you want to go back to the early stages of wind-up toys, you go back to the 50s and 60s, like Son of Sam, and his confession, which was later recanted because the federal prosecutor said it's unbelievable. But yeah, there are groups out there who go around winding people up.
Yeah. Well,
America has been warned.
As I've said before, when your budget requires boogeymen, you'll find them, even if you have to create them yourself.
Well, that's what.
World's at peace. We don't need these agencies and their billions upon billions of dollars.
Isn't it funny? NCIS did an episode where they had a guy fake Russia being the enemy so that they could justify the Russia desk on the intelligence agencies. And everybody laughed at that episode, and it was the lowest rated episode ever of NCIS. And now you look back and say, who was trying to tell us something?
Yeah, probably.
Who is the idiot in the middle?
I don't know, but I don't watch CNN, so I don't know these people. But apparently Whitney Cummings went on CNN and started blasting CNN, and just I don't know.
Let me be clear though. 2024 was not only negative. The media wants us to believe this country is so divided, but we actually came together a lot this year. Like as a nation, we unanimously agreed that we would rather see J-Lo in a toxic relationship than in concert. We all agreed the government totally knows what drones are and are telling us the drones are still up there, and we have no idea.
I guess that was supposed to be a joke.
No idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing.
She's 5'11". Wow.
I think we all agree on.
Did you hear the dig at Boeing?
Yeah.
No.
Leip was talking, so I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I was jabbering too much. Sorry.
The point is, I think we all agree on a lot of things. And since I only have a minute left there, and we have no idea what's behind them, no idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing. The point is,
they weren't made by Boeing.
This is still flying.
Live on establishment media. Why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump Jr. didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird. Okay, are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just start any girl characters the next part, maybe. Are we still rolling? This is wild. Okay, the wives. Weird.
Sorry. I'll mute myself.
Boy Scout of America, they renamed the
She's
show.
so sad. I'm laughing at her, not her joke.
Just saying, let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love seeing Chef's died. Weird. Still rolling. This is wild. Okay, the why have so many presidents Chef's died? Weird.
Oh, they're all Obamas.
I'll change the name on phones. Just saying, let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. I love CNN. Please stop me, Andy, because I will just keep going. Happy.
What's with the dude on the far right? What's with his hair? It looks like he just put the frosting on Cooper. It. What's wrong with his hair? It looks like frosting. It looks like he just put frosting in his hair.
Anderson Cooper, he's bleaching out the gray.
Yeah. Apparently.
Okay.
Let's see. But here's the thing: like Chrissy Mayer called her out and was like, "Where were you in 2021? And like, why are you just now becoming so edgy and like conspiracy theorists? Like, why weren't you saying this stuff from the get-go?"
All right, here's a few facts. There are a few presidential chefs who have died. One died recently of old age. The Clinton presidential chef drowned, and so did both of Obama's. One was on a holiday with Obama, and the other was recently at the Obama mansion.
They probably got busted for doing homosexual things.
Oh, they probably walked in on Mike.
I'm happy with my life, and I don't wish to do anything.
And I have no dirt on Hillary Clinton.
And I don't. Yeah, exactly.
I know nothing about Hillary Clinton's affairs, illegal activities.
Yeah.
Or anything about Bill Clinton's visits to Epstein Island 27 times.
Yeah. I like Chrissy Mayer.
But yes, a number of them have died prematurely. Obama, and both of them happen to be, all those who died of premature deaths just happen to be Democrats. Well, Walter Schub did die of old age, but he served multiple presidents.
Yeah.
But most Democrat staff, starting with Carter, wasn't it, have quit every time. Most presidential staff have quit after their president's term, starting with Carter. Before then, it used to be multiple administrations was the norm for most White House staff. Because it used to be an apolitical job. To get a job at the White House, you had to be you had to be not registered with a political party. You had to be apolitical. Same with a lot of intel and security agencies. If you were registered with a political party, you were considered a radical. You were considered to have biases against the norm. The norm of being for an intelligence agency is to be open-minded, not politically locked in. You have to be engaged in neutral, and particularly with an analyst job, you can't be locked into a political party. I think that changed, 79? I think Carter changed that, didn't he? FBI changed the rules on the FBI.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Apparently, Alex Jones posted a clip from his show, Cybertruck bombing Patsy Matthew Levelsberger, warned that the deep state was planning to target Trump with drones hours before he reportedly was deleted in the Las Vegas blast.
Yeah. He was saying that these drones were a show of force by China and that they're still ongoing. And I looked it up. Yes, the Daily Mail reported that 17 hours ago, another drone was spotted heading over New Jersey inland. As I said, Rosenberg was trying to be a whistleblower, but they got to him.
Yeah.
He was trying to blow the missiles on the Jersey drones and war crimes in Afghanistan by our so-called allies.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That they were rounding up, our so-called allies were rounding up farmers who refused to grow drugs and killing them.
Yeah, the poppy fields. Oh no, I've talked to several, especially infantry guys that were doing stuff in Afghanistan after they were out of the service, and it's trafficking of children and everything else.
Yep, they told me the Taliban were killing women and children, and yet the Afghans refused to carry out the death sentence on Taliban and were frequently being paid bribes to release them. They had one guy, a US serviceman, shot a Taliban, and they tried to prosecute him for war crimes, saying he was surrendering.
Yeah. Hey, who is Stacey Plaskett?
Don't know yet.
She's a representative.
Oh, delegate to the United States House Representative since 2015, Democrat Party.
Brooklyn, New York. She's from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
She apparently threw a fit and got her mic cut off after questioning why reps of U.S. territories were not called to vote on Speaker of the House.
Because they don't have voting rights.
I thought they did.
Not on Speaker, apparently.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, she's from U.S. Virgin Islands.
Yeah. Well, her parents are from U.S. Virgin Islands. They came here, and she's an anchor baby. She was born here, but, yeah. She's an anchor baby.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from the Virgin Islands seek recognition?
Speaker, I have a parliamentary inquiry. I note that the names of the representatives from the Americas, Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the District of Columbia were not called, representing collectively 4 million Americans.
Train seals. Train seals. Look at them.
In other words, they want to cheat.
Yeah.
Because if that was normal part of procedures, they would have been their votes.
Normal procedure does not include
See, look how close it is.
They are non-voting representatives. It's often been happening that these illegal, they're merely there to report. They're not there to actually take part in anything.
Yeah. No, she's just
grandstanding because they're trying to make them states.
In this country.
Does the gentlelady have a parliamentary
I asked why they were not called. Have some respect. It's not going to take.
Shut the fuck up, you ignorant bitch.
Hey, language.
It
doesn't matter, David.
Well, I don't think she's ignorant. She's grandstanding for a
she's qualified to vote.
This is for the people watching who think, oh, yeah, why don't they? Because they're not states.
Yes, that's right. They're not states.
If they want statehood, they have to give up a lot of other things that they get not being states.
Including all the free money they get.
Delegates-elect and the resident commissioner-elect are not qualified to vote. Representatives-elect are the only individuals qualified to vote in the election of the Speaker. As provided in Section 36 of the House Rules and Manual, the Speaker is elected by a majority of the members-elect voting by surname.
This body and this nation has a territories and a colonies problem. What was supposed to be
there's your hint that it's just it's all grandstanding.
Permanent. We must do something about this problem so that these 4 million.
Yeah, there's a
there it is, grandstanding. Yeah. Political theater.
They lose elections. They don't get their way. They throw hissy fits.
Yes, and they start grandstanding. But remember, they had 4 years to do something about this, and they didn't.
It's a question though. Why is it that they don't? I mean, have they just don't have the ability to vote on that? But what do they vote on presidential elections or
no?
Oh, then why are they have representatives?
They have because I forget how many years ago they were complaining they didn't have representation, and this is the whole taxation without representation stuff. They're not states; they're territories. So they fall into a different category. They don't have representatives in Congress. This was the whole thing about also similar lines of DC is not supposed to be self-ruled. It's supposed to be run by Congress. The whole point is that it's not a state territory, so it's not biased. And the Democrats fought for a long time for DC state rule. They finally got it. Of course, they've run it as a effing hellhole ever since. It's always the same side of the aisle that's always complaining about these things. And U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and all these places could put in for statehood. It has to be recognized by Congress. They never do. But this kind of nonsense comes up, I don't know, every 20 years or so. And all it is just a way to get attention and something in the papers. They're not really, as David said, the Democrats could have approved statehood for all these territories multiple times when they've run Congress, both houses and presidents. They never do.
Yeah, they had an absolute majority 3 times.
Yes, they never do for the same reason. They never fix anything in these Democrat cities, and they always have these minorities of various sorts that they put under their thumb. They just see it as a bunch of chattel that they can stir up at a moment's notice. And this is just more of the same nonsense. And that's all. It is 1840s continue, and the Democrat Party is stuck in the 1840s, and people don't see it. These are their slaves. They're whatever word you want to use. They're people they control that they can get wound up, and they're going to stand and bark like seals.
And they use the same. They use the same talking points. They talk about colonizers. Lady, you're African, not a Samoan. So, F you hypocrite. But sorry, yes, you're right. They're not ignorant. She is a bee. But she is
she's speaking, but they're grandstanding for the ignorant. Right. The people who don't know.
To appeal to the ignorant, low information voters who keep constantly forgetting 5 minutes later that it's the Democrats during absolute majorities who never bring up these issues when they have an absolute majority. They never pass these bills. It's the same with the voting. It's the same with the voting rights bill, the civil rights bill. You go back. How many Democrats passed those bills?
Very few. 100% Republican support for the Civil Rights Act, which should not have been necessary if states would have been abiding by the Constitution. Was it
also we did need the civil? Also, don't forget
14th Amendment
the Democrats blocked the Civil Rights Act, which the Republicans tried to pass for the last 40-something years.
Oh yeah, there was one in the late 19th century. They blocked twice, 1880s and But I mean, it's. I mean, I don't know how far down this rabbit hole you're going to go, but this is one of the many reasons why the American educational system is the way it is to create obedience.
And this goes back to something that was controversial, brought up by Elon Musk, saying that Americans lack the education and the motivation to become engineers, which is true. But that's by design. That's deliberate. That goes back to Carter and the Department of Education. We're putting in more humanities and spending way too much time on non-critical education. Such as tolerance and anti-bullying programs and anti-racism programs.
That's how you expand the universities over years and then you get more federal money. But yes, if you take an engineering degree in Europe, it's 3 years and you'll know more than a 4-year graduate student in the U.S.
And here's another scam that most people don't realize. One of the things costing universities so much money and time is that most of these people coming in have no education. They're selected. They don't qualify for university. And by the end of the year, half of them have dropped out because they can't keep up with the pace. Most of them don't even qualify for their high school degree under the law. But it's given to them by the states because they don't.
Look at how many times a few years ago there were professors that were saying, we keep getting these kids that can't read,
can't read, they can't keep up the workload, they're unmotivated,
and it's nothing new. It's just been slowly building. But back when I was in school, I couldn't qualify because I was white. I couldn't qualify for financial aid because I was white.
Virgin Islands Dem Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
There's not. Should not be surprising. George Carlin said it was a big club. It's not a big club. It's a tight knit club, and you ain't in it.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
But don't forget, when he said big club, he was talking about relative to the opposition at the time. He was talking about the. Don't forget when he also said it was he was addressing the libertarian movement, which was a small club. But if you look at the libertarians these days, they are divided between the absolutists and the Rand Pauls. And too many of them keep falling in line with the Democrats.
Yeah.
So this is breaking news up to earlier today. The New York judge, Juan Merchan, has denied Trump's motion to dismiss a criminal conviction related to hush money case. And apparently trying to sentence January 10th.
Well,
I thought they dropped all that. Man, what is this a different one?
This is the one that went through. The other cases, they're in limbo. Right, the Jack Smith case looks like being totally withdrawn. Fannie Willis is still fighting to keep her case active or whatever is going on in Georgia. But this is the New York case by Alvin Bragg, who actually got a judgment against Trump. That's where the talking point of Trump's a felon comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trump appealed, and it looks like the appeal has been denied, but he'll take that to the next stage.
Jack Posobiec says breaking President-elect Trump ordered to NYC court on January 10th to be sentenced. Faces up to 4 years in prison by Judge Merchan, whatever.
Yeah, this is the Democrat talking persecution. They want their talking points. They look, as Blake said, since they're stuck in the 1840s, they are in this immature revenge. You disobey them, and they will seek revenge. Whether it's and often they've learnt that how to manipulate public opinion to socially isolate people in mass.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and this is why, okay, the caning was 1856, but this in 1840s when it kind of got started with the back and forth, and they are still the party of slavery as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
They do nothing to lift people up, but they sure is. Well, it's like communism does, right? It's not.
But they'll lift a few people up so to show they can say, "Oh no, we gave this guy. Look at this guy. Look at Thomas Sowell. We gave him these grants," and they always have a few examples they can point to.
Yeah. Well, and then Thomas Sowell, he was one of them until he actually had a job, started looking at the numbers, and went, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, and then he was speaking against the welfare state in the early days of Oprah, and Oprah stopped having him on.
Yeah. Hey, this is a trending thing right now. Apparently, Kamala Harris doesn't know the Pledge of Allegiance.
Join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
Which one?
Pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the. Join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
How drunk is she?
Pledge allegiance to the United States.
I do think you're right. I do think she's there's two possibilities. No, there's two possibilities. One, she is a functioning alcoholic. Two, she can't handle more than a beer.
If she's a functioning alcoholic, then I'm a functioning drug addict.
Yeah, it's like
Nancy Pelosi.
Maybe I'm not being fair. Yeah, she's not an alcoholic. She was, doing something else before that. It doesn't surprise me. It just, for almost 40 years, I've been waiting for the people that are being oppressed by them to revolt, and they never do.
I wake up every day thanking God that woman is not in the Oval Office.
But they share. No, there are lots.
But they never throw off the shackles. It's just, no, I want to put another stone around my neck.
I have to support the current thing again.
I mean, look at what the conservatives did with the Republican Party, right? It took them 30 years, but they finally revolted against it. Right, they've been working on it since
zeroed out, I think,
Reagan, and they finally had some leeway.
Yeah, conservatives.
They had to put the Bushes out of the way.
They used their money to take over the Republican Party. I forget when,
but
anyway. Eisenhower was the last Republican. I mean, Reagan wasn't bad. It's just
they zapped him.
Probably a blackout.
He's making too much sense. It's coming from Australia. Someone turn off his internet.
Yep. He got.
The windows are broken open. The windows are broken open.
Are you back?
David, are you here?
I think I'm here.
If you make too much sense, man, they turn you.
Blink if you're being held hostage.
The conservatives taking over the Democrat Party. I mean,
were they knocking on your door? Are you okay?
Yeah. The last thing I heard was Late talking about the conservatives taking over the Republican
Yeah, I'm just
Party.
saying that they were in the Democrat Party. They got kicked out.
Well, half.
Bush brought them into half. Yeah. The younger ones.
Yeah.
Bush
conservatives. Yeah.
George H. brought him into the Republican Party, the Big Tent Republican Party.
The Big Tent,
the Blue Bloods didn't like that, but it was really a way to control people. Oh, they'll never really catch on. Reagan Revolution happens, if you will, that had they not, probably would have happened earlier had they not framed Nixon for stuff. And
well, they weren't ready,
and it built momentum, but it still took 2 generations, right?
Yeah.
And but the Democrats don't seem to. And what's crazy, now granted, I haven't talked to them in a long time, but I used to work with a lot of people who are well, I've got cousins that they'll talk about the Democrat Party as this mythical creature, this thing that never existed, right? It's like the things that RFK talks about, RFK Jr. will say, well, this, and I'm like, that was only true because your dad and your uncle. And look what they got rid of.
Bobby was against the working class and the unions until and he was pro Vietnam War until he ran for president. Because of the country's mood at the time, he was just pandering to the crowd to get union endorsement.
But they were definitely different than LBJ.
LBJ was probably well, Nixon described him as a conservative and a patriot who got misled by his advisors and controlled by the party.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. He might be being too generous.
No, but those two were very alike in they both got fucked up by their own party. On the agenda they were elected on, never got enacted.
Yeah, but LBJ was also glad to get rid of Kennedy, so.
Well, yeah, that too. But then again, he did consider the Kennedys a traitor for supporting Israel.
Yeah, but it's. I don't understand. This is why I've been no party for a long time, because George Washington's words about partisan politics just keeps ringing in my ears. That it just essentially leads to an us versus them as opposed to what's best for the country attitude.
Well, I think LBJ was a blue blood Democrat. I think in some respects he was a patriot who wanted to stop the spread of communism. He was hamstringed by not only his own party, but he couldn't reconcile his ideas against the Constitution. And we hear now Democrats making excuses, right, that there are exemptions to the Constitution when it comes to gun rights. Okay, then there's exemptions when it comes to free speech. Let's have a no lying clause. Let's have a no political speech clause on, for in education. And you'll soon get them, you want, let's have a free speech exemption. No communism, endorsing communism. You're not freedom of association, except communism.
Right.
That'll soon F them up. If they want someone to introduce exemptions to the Constitution, well, we could do that too. Starting with communism.
No Marxism in public schools.
Yeah, you want to keep religion out of schools? Fine. Let's start with Marxism.
Right. That is a religion.
It is a religion. Yeah, it's a religion of the state. Yeah, worship of the state. Yeah.
Wow. All righty.
But
you're still there, Seth?
Yeah,
I thought I'd zero it out.
Well, you and Anime were so still again. It's like, are they?
Well, we zero. Yeah.
Well, as we've fallen into once we get too far down the rabbit hole, it's just David and I talking, and sometimes it's just David. So
yeah, I'm sorry, I can.
Sometimes it's just me. So
Yeah, I know. We both end up doing it. I mean,
this is the problem with
some of the dates.
You and I are close in age.
I do. Yeah,
and I think Anime and Seth or Appalachia are kind of close, but there's 20 years between us.
Yeah, but I mean, there are people forget that the Democrats were the party of landowners and always have been and always are and still are. If you look at most of your Democrat actors, most of them are huge landowners who are now complaining that who now say they're going to sell all their land in red states, and people in red states are going, "Well, we can finally buy a house,"
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep saying they're party of slavery. Serfdom, whatever you want to say.
Serfdom, yeah. But actually, slavery is not the correct term, because they only brought in slavery because they wanted to bring back the class system. That's why they brought in all these French professors to run Harvard. It was
But
actually
it's
called the
more of
Hubbard
a
Project
yeah,
because they wanted to undo Washington's anti-classist system.
serfdom is probably a bit more accurate.
Yeah, where the Democrat elites rule over the people.
They're the
and in order
landowners.
to keep the people divided, and this has been all the way back to Plato. Plato, in fact, was it Plato or Aristotle who warned us that tyrants love migrants because they have no loyalty to the country.
Yeah, I don't remember. I have to look it up. Although I'll give the 10-minute warning because the dogs are starting to. It's getting to be close to
get
10:30.
itchy.
Yeah,
but
we got 3 inches of snow on the ground, man.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. Not in the forecast, and I looked outside, and it was this morning. Like it's snowing, and then we had like I don't know, a half inch, and then it stopped, and then I was in some meeting and I don't know. 10 o'clock, and I look outside, the dogs are like, we need to go out, and there's like 1.5 inches, and it's just coming down.
Here's a joke. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of Britain, has admitted that they are struggling to achieve growth and has asked the public for ideas. You know what most people are saying?
Is that your new
Quit.
machine?
I am ready. I'm ready for some snow and some no power nights because
what is that?
It's a battery pack for my CPAP machine.
Cool.
Because that's the worst part about power loss is that I can't sleep very well.
Okay.
If your masks leak, my masks leak.
Here, David, I'm going to share this in a private chat and see if this is what it looks like. It's Aristotle. See if it was along the lines of what you were thinking.
Yeah, Noah probably missed Aristotle. Tyrants, yes. Yeah. Like I said, I was paraphrasing.
So how long will that last?
When I studied, because Aristotle and Plato, I do often.
I had it hooked up, and I ran it once already, and 3/4 charge where it came out of the box ran me about 6.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Which I mean, I never get to sleep that much anyway. So
yeah.
And there were still 2 bars on the battery meter, so I probably could have got a good 8 hours.
Sorry, I've asked about your mask leaking. Do you get mask leak?
Yeah, when it gets worn, it starts leaking. So I tighten it, and then eventually just have to go get another one.
Yeah, they're too bloody. They're so bloody expensive.
Amazon. Amazon is light years cheaper. So I've stopped buying from major people. I just put in the the mask that I have is an Airflow P1 P10, and it's just a nasal cushion. Man, I bought a pack of filters for like $4, and it's a year's worth of filters.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's super cheap. Like the masks, I can get 2 complete masks for like $50.
Get out of here!
Dead serious.
Now, these are the nose filters.
Yeah. Here,
mine's a full mask. Mine's a full mask because I need the pressure. But I was thinking of switching to nasal because they are cheaper. And really, but the problem is mostly I'm a mouth breather because I have swollen because I have constricted in the constricted airways.
Yeah. So like I can get let's see, where is it?
No, I went to I'm on my second filter and like I went to get some others and they were like $20 a piece and I'm like, oh fuck off, they're only like 1 inch of paper. You buy a whole filter, they're just coffee filters cut up, you know. I reckon they're only just coffee filters cut up. They don't look any different from a coffee filter, you know.
So here's mine. Here's mine right here, and I can get the headgear, one headgear, and then three, or
Yeah.
with the thing, $56.
Get out of here. How long did they last you too? Did they last you a year at least?
No, I'll probably go through two a year.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, I change. It comes with one. It comes with two nasal these things.
Yeah,
And
I
what
know,
it'll
nasal inserts. Yeah.
yeah, and so what it'll do is I'll wear one for a couple months and then switch it. Once you get worn, they get real weak, and that's where you get the leaks.
Yeah. Problem is they don't even. Problem is most of them only last 6 months. You know.
Yeah.
And at the cost they are, and they recommend replacing them every 3 months, and it's like, get out of here, you bastards. But here's the thing: that's why you cost, these big expensive medical companies. You look at the profits they make, on gloves and masks.
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to the high regulations and lack of competition.
Phillips
and we all know a lot of these companies, they buy their medical equipment from China at for pennies in the dollar and sell them for premium price as rebranded.
Yeah, here's a 32 pack of filters for $18.
Oh man, that's the cost of one filter here.
What kind of CPAP machine do you have?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec because it's sitting out here. Because normally,
I'm glad you're wearing pants, David.
Sorry, man. Sorry, I forgot to turn off the camera. It's a RestMed from California.
Hold it up.
Air 10 from RestMed.
Hmm.
And it's an American machine. It's not a.
That looks like my dad's.
Brand. Pardon?
I think my dad's got one like that.
Yeah, Air 10. I should have got the Air 20, but I couldn't afford it. Yeah, RestMed Corporation, San Diego. This one was actually made in Australia, apparently.
What's it called, ResMed Air 10. $36 filters for $9.
Far out. That's for a Res 10.
Yeah, for Res 10.
And there's the mask. If you scroll down a bit, I think I see the mask.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a P10 tube frame. Full set of tube frame assembly for P10, tube frame kit, compatible there. Yeah, $35.
$35? That's tenth of the price. Oh, man.
But if he's looking from Australia, what I wonder what
what's the shipping? I know what the shipping costs are. It's around 30 the shipping costs per kilo are around 10 between 15 and 25 depending on the fluctuations of the dollar per kilo.
This is the mask that I use. I love this mask. It's lightweight.
My book printed. Sorry, man.
I'm just talking about the mask.
The mask, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a new one actually. Well, actually, no wait. I think I've got. So, Brandy's uncle passed away, sad, a couple months ago. And we were going through his stuff, like kind of cleaning out his house and whatnot. And his daughter found a whole bunch of CPAP supplies, and she was like, "Hey, does anybody need any of this?" And I was like, "Ooh, I do." So I started digging through and looking through the stuff, and I found a big tote bag full of like hoses and nasal pillows and cushions that were all still sealed, and stuff like that. So I gathered all that. So I'm probably good for another year or two. So
yeah, I do know that, the
we're all
they
old
do have
now.
a
We're
few
talking about
things,
CPAP stuff.
CPAP stuff, yeah.
Anime
Well, I
Night,
just
do you
know
use a CPAP
that-
machine?
Me?
No.
Dude, do you have snoring issues, or do you wake up like with a headache?
Nope.
Well, that's good. Good for you.
I just play sound, and like I before I go to bed, I just put on like a random documentary of like a planet or something.
Yeah.
And I just clock out
Well, I was having really bad issues where I would hold my breath and I would get really bad headaches. I would wake up with headaches. And I had zero energy and all that stuff. And so I went for a sleep study, and they were like, "Yeah, you hold your breath, yada yada yada. You really need a CPAP machine." So I got one, and I'm more energetic. I sleep better. I don't have headaches. So
Yeah,
life
because
is
if
better.
if I buy them off the company, it's $169 for the mask.
Gosh.
And it's not even free shipping. So, like, you mother truckers.
Yeah, dude. So the CPAP company was like, they got me one time. Though they got me a couple times. Then they said something,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be $220," and I was like, "What?" They're
What?
like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be $220 for your resupply." I was like, "Y'all can kiss it." Like I go on Amazon. And then they keep calling me back, but I won't answer them. And then the last time if I ever have downtime and I feel like having fun and arguing with people, I'll answer and be like, "Yeah, I guess got all this stuff off Amazon for like pennies compared to what you guys want."
We're almost done. I got the dogs back.
Oh, nice.
It's been.
I guess we can
It's
go
been
off
15
air.
minutes. I mean, you guys could keep talking about CPAP machines, but I'm gonna let the dogs out.
All right, we're gonna go off the air. So tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Coffee and Gaming. Check out Lape's channel. Check out Anime channel. Check out David Applegate's channel. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, right here on the men's room. Take care. See you bye, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Good day, sir.
Later, dudes.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Hell, I got to go.
Peace out.
Burn in hell, New World Order. Fuck you. Fuck you, New World Order. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you.